Welcome to BRL Tier 5, Round 10 for these Tier 5 guys after some issues earlier in the season at Baku, but we are continuing on. Hopefully these guys will have a good run today. Hopefully no connection issues so far. Not had any disconnects from the lobby, but we know Codemasters has not exactly lived up to any promises on connectivity or when it comes to this game. Still waiting on that performance update, and we're still waiting on F2. So we shall see as we get on. Waiting for all of our drivers to ready up so we can get going. Well, after the last race of ZachTheBeast getting a win and Ethan taking 6th, ZachTheBeast did close in that gap a little bit. There's 18 points between the two of them. Ethan up into 124th and or 124 points rather. ZachTheBeast up to 106 and 81 for BadHuntHouse. Ron Swanson at 75, 74 for Watchman. Henchman just in behind him with 41. He had a pretty good race on the last run, so hopefully doing more from him. Close and behind is Gas Smoking. Shot at 39 and behind him. 34 points for Mike. Dark Flash is at 20 and a tie for 17 between PR Barrel. Books is trailing with 11 and 4 for Baxley, who's coming late. And Ray's Hazard, I don't believe he's with us. Still looking to point after having some unfortunate DM. We shall see as the. We shall have to see what the weather is going to be like in this run, though. Quite curious if we might have a wet race for these guys, or maybe a hybrid. Maybe quali to see who can handle some of the weather conditions. Austria has a good chance of being dry as well. It's a pretty 50-50 track, though, I think some of us could admit. So be a little interesting to see what we get this time around. And hopefully the PC guys are doing as they've started their race as well, and they're looking to have a fun run with a few more additions to their roster. And again, our Nightbot does have information if you are looking to join Breakout Racing League. You can always join through that, and we also always have our TTs available for people if you want to sign up, put in your times. We'll put you into our system where you're competitively at and a spot. It's very close here at League from tier 1 to 5. A lot of these drivers can keep it in quite a group of points, but some drivers do have quality pace that is quite scary at times. Have to see how these guys get on. Long time on the waiting screen though. Hopefully there's no issues. Hope we're not already. Yeah, it's definite sweet ass time to load. Thank you, Codemasters. I think we're already down to a broken lobby. Fuck. I was about to clear the stream to wait until I got back into the lobby, but we're making progress. Thank you for following there. Was it Queen with some other letters? Sorry, I'm trying to pay attention to what's going on. I am really late into this quali session. Jesus. Codemasters, what has gone on? We already have drivers out, invalidating time, speeding in pit lane, everything. What? Zach Bardsley is up, and I can't even scroll through. I can't even to him. What is going on? I guess he's in the pit. You guys are A plus, just like that early October, first half of October performance patch, right? 'Cause it's not the 16th today, right? Don't know if they own a calendar. Who knows? It's a very decent time for himself so far. Let's see, who else is on a run? It look like an Alpha Tauri of Jack Carl. Is he going to improve, and how much? 2/10 he's going to shave off, not bad. Coming down, he's also got the Ferrari, I believe, in front of him of Henchman. Henchman does a 105.3. Watchman does 5.7. So these guys are already putting in the 105s. I'm sure they can go a little bit quicker. So I'm sure going in might be on another run. Slingshot on an outlap. The Haas of Mike. Andrade is out. Henchman putting in a purple for him. Jack Carl getting out of his good on you, bud. Thank you. Did that in the most appropriate manner. Did not slow down too much. Kept pace throughout the track. Just got out of the way when he needed to. Oh, and a little bit of invalidation from Henchman. He's got tons of time to make it a better run. But it would have been a pretty clean run for him. But he knows he's got pace in there. Henchman starting, or Slingshot starting a lap rather. Mike, another run on the ZachTheBeast on his outlap. Dark Flash on an outlap. On Swanson out there on mediums. Avi on softs, but yeah. Oh, Zach Bardsley did that on the mediums though, so he's gonna improve on the softs, or he's gonna pull out and try to hold it. But again, with only 13 drivers, might be best to try to get that medium run in early. It might pay out in the end, but who knows? BadHuntHouse now putting it up on pole for now. 310's clear of Books with a 104, and Avi comes in right behind with a 104.6. And BadHuntHouse with the 105.59. So far so good. These guys into the mid fives. We might be able to see a lower 4, maybe even a high 3, close to the end of quali here. We'll get on for time. Flash on a run, but so that he's an in lap. Okay. Is that Avi finishing a run, or is that Ron Swanson? Ron Swanson finishing a run on the mediums. Not bad on the mediums, but Dark Flash coming. Final corner there. Gonna have a chance to go again, I think, but no, that's invalidated. This is done on fuel, I would imagine. Lots of drivers coming into the pits now. ZachTheBeast coming down to put down his time. What does he have? Had a purple sector 3. So he knows he's got a little bit more he can do to improve, but that's going to be P4 for now with a 105.1. So I have to see who else can put it in the 4s. Right now only 3 drivers have made it in, but have made it in by quite a bit. 3 drivers on the mediums definitely could probably get in there. Drivers are going out for their second run. Very qualifier here at Breakout Racing League Tier 5. Austria can be that way. It is quite hard to keep track of everybody and everything as much gas smoking as these guys are. First driver to complete a lap. He's being followed. Henchman just in behind on softs. In behind him is Mike, and gas smoking a little bit farther back. Got the pass of McLaren coming out of the pits. Now is that Ron Swanson or Avi? He's gonna start a run. Are these guys gonna get in his way? No. So far so good. It might get in the way of Henchman. He might get some slip from some of these other drivers, but they're cautious with all these out right now, getting caught up in the way. Slingshot might have just gotten in the way of Zach Bardsley. Yeah, one, maybe it was enough. Maybe he just scrubbed it himself. But Austria, it's hard to get a clean lap in with, again, the traffic. Small ring. Hard to get that open air to yourself. Come on, Zach, what do you got? Oh, the back of Slingshot. Slingshot getting a few runs there, so I don't know what's going on there. Or maybe not, maybe getting a tow as Henchman does improve, but maybe not enough. Who knows? Mike does a little bit better, he's doing a 105.2. Good on him. Gas Smoke, and I think didn't improve. Went into the pits, yeah. Again, we know oh, Watchman's gone a little bit deep, I think, trying to get away from Henchman. Mike's gonna slip his way through. A little messy going through there, guys, but that's the way it is. Avi on a run, validated. Who's Zach Bardsley, who's probably coming into the pit. Slingshot finished his run, has not. How is this gonna go out for Slingshot? It's only 11, he can pick other, or he can go in for another lap. There's lots of time to do that. Out on a run. Like BadHuntHouse has also started a run. Done a 104.275. I don't know if he just finished or if he's going to start another one, but if that was an improvement, he did go that little bit faster. A little bit of a lockup from Dark Flash, but coming down over the line, it's looking like a decent time. 104. Bad P8 for him. He's 104.8. He's coming into the pits. Slingshot, I would imagine, is in. Who is coming out? Is that Books? It is. I have not seen him too much of this quality, so I'll give him some screen time. I don't think anybody else is on a lap. I think everybody else is on their way in to maybe get another one done. Or they've just done their final one. This might be Books' last attempt, but he's out on the medium, so I don't know if he's just going to try and tow his teammate further back. Or if he's actually going to try and throw down a proper time on these mediums. I have to see. Books do it better than a 104.8 on a medium at the final seconds of quali. I don't think he's going to get any really. I think he's going to before anybody else gets out of the pits besides that McLaren that's a little bit farther up the road, so that's good for him. Everybody else might get into trouble of people trying to jump out of the pits now. That's not invalidated. I thought that was a little bit deep, but maybe there's just lag on my screen that looked different. Slower than his soft, but still not a bad Sector 1 considering it's on medium, so maybe he's going to improve into Sector 2, Sector 3. Definitely a little bit of latency. But that could just be me to him, which is okay. Doesn't invalidate, stretches it out nicely into the end. Doesn't improve, but a 105.1 on the mediums. Wasn't a bad time. Wasn't a bad time at all. Henchman on an outlap. Who else is on a run? Avi trying to improve. I don't think he's going to get it on this run. Might have enough fuel for a second go. Zach Bardsley is invalidated, so I don't think he's going to be able to improve any, unfortunately for him. Slingshot retiring in the pits. Both the Red Bulls going out for another now of both Gas Smoking and BadHuntHouse. And it does look like Dark Flash is just invalidated there on their outlap. Maybe not the next. Oh, no, unfortunately. That's going to invalidate both their runs. And I don't think he's got time to get around again, so unfortunately that is it. Henchman coming down over the line to start his run with 50 seconds left on the clock. Was that Ron Swanson in behind him? It was, but he's invalidated. He doesn't have time to make it around again, unfortunately. But Henchman's got a purple Sector 1, improving just that little bit is all he needed in Sector 1, but it seems like Sector 2 and Sector 3 is where he's going to need more. Oh, we have a car off in the end of Sector 3. I don't know if that was Watchman or Books. It looks like it's Watchman that's lost it. Oh, a slight invalidation there from Henchman. No. Oh, he was improving quite a bit. Gas Smoking's down over the line. I don't think he's got time for another run. BadHuntHouse into the pits. Dark Flash puts himself into 9th, so there is that. Ron Swanson doesn't get to improve on the soft, so he'll start 10th. But Gas Smoking improving quite a bit, putting himself up into P4. Good for him. As we're just waiting for the rest of these drivers to make it in. I don't think he's got much fuel on board, though. Shouldn't be slowing down. Doesn't matter. These guys are coming through. And they're AI. Get to the pits, man. Pits. Use the ERS. You can go faster. Come on. And retire. 3, 2, 1, retire. Come on, man. I'm just busting his balls. It's all good. But that will be our final qualifying order going into the race. We shall see how these guys get on. Do have 2 Red Bulls up there, so good for the 2 of them competing hard. Is going to be able to catch up to ZachTheBeast up in P3. I know he's had some bad luck in his other runs, maybe getting to have a better one this time around. Watchman unfortunately spinning out, but typically has good pace and quite fast, but unfortunately does crash with those high speed spins with these high speed corners. Very tight between some of these guys in the 4s. A 4.567, a 4.582, a 4.586. So these guys are very, very tight between one another, trying to get up into that 1, 2, 3. So we have our 1, 2, 3, all the way down to 8th, pretty much on softs. We do have Zach Bardsley on mediums, Ron Swanson on mediums, Dark Flash on softs. Between the two of them, the back three will get the free choice of tire. So we'll have to see how that will impact their race. It looks like it's probably going to be a dry run, so we shall see how this gets on. Turn up the game audio. Oh. Perhaps that will be better. It is quite low on the stream because it can be quite loud with this game. Watchman to win, or at least podium from the back. I like the call, Test Science. It's a good call. But can he do it with the colder track, with the overcast conditions, though? That's the question. No problem, man. I'm trying to... I just don't want to restart the stream to change the audio, but that's the best I can do in the meantime. We shall see. Race director. Who do we have in the back? We do have Jack Carroll, Slingshot, Watchman going for the medium start. So not too many medium runners. Everybody else out on soft. So is that an indicator that there might be rain? Or the medium runners trying to wait until maybe a later part in the rain when the rain does come? We might have a hybrid run. Yeah, soft, medium. I'm sure that's going to be the strategy for pretty much all these guys. The medium runners on the invert of the medium to soft, unless we do have raining conditions. Maybe going from soft to inters or medium to inters. The soft runners might needing to do another soft stint to get to the rain dependingly, or we'll have to see. It would be a gamble waiting for the rain to do a double stack, but because it might just be wet and dry tire, you know what I mean? So if you do the double stacks off, you pit again. So all these other drivers will have the medium tire to try and maybe make something of it. As all these drivers are lining up to the grid, getting collected by the game. Watchman quite a ways back. What is that about? I know he's collected by AI now, so not much he can do to catch up any more than what he is. I don't know why you're so far back, but yeah. As the drivers line up to the grid, we shall see how they get on. As we get down with our 5 red lights. And away they go, nobody lights. Looks like a good launch from pretty much every. How are we going to do 2 by 2 into the corner? Oh, some contact from the McLaren. That's going to set some drivers off, some spinning in the back. That's not going to help the Red Bull driver who had a good run. Unfortunately, turn 1 taking him out. I do believe that was going to be gas smoking. Yeah, unfortunately. More contact into turn 3 from Avi. Oh boy, Henchman trying to sneak his way through. Still having his wing intact. Book's trying to make the move up the outside. He's going to get it done into the corner. Some locking up, some red brakes going on, but so far it looks like Books and Henchman fighting side by side through the entire circuit, and Henchman giving up that position for now. trying to make that move around Avi with that throwing him off a bit. He's got Ron Swanson and Slingshot just in behind, so it's just a whole fight through this pack. Battles are going. We're going side by side with Zach Bardsley and Carl trying to get around Avi, who's got bad wing damage, just narrowly making it through. Into the pits, gas smoking on his way through for his race, hoping for a safety car, but Watchman making the move down Dark Flash, but it did look like Dark Flash did have some wing damage there, so not for him, unfortunately. Maybe caught up in some of those turn 1 incidents, but that's how it goes here at Austria, as we're trying to get on top of that delta, because this game does not know how to get that sorted on lap 1 or 2. But right now it looks like BadHuntHouse is up into P1, still holding his position. Mike in the Haas still P2, and ZachTheBeast still P3, holding their position off the start. Good from them. Book's moving up a bit, but everyone doing the best they can so far. Trying to find the closest battle on track, guys. ZachTheBeast is trying to close in on Mike. I do believe DRS will be available to these guys this lap around. But Mike's still within BadHuntHouse's DRS. All these guys pushing hard right now. Is ZachTheBeast going to be able to make that move into turn 3? No, just keeps it nice and safe. Mike getting a little bit of a loss of traction into the... He's just going to get a better run with DRS here. They both have DRS. Going to fight for the corner. Who's going to have it coming down into 4? They're side by side. A little bit of a lockup from both. ZachTheBeast is going to slot in right behind, trying to push him right around these corners. Not wanting BadHuntHouse to get a lead out of this. Wanting to get ahead. Book's right in behind, though. Looking at the fight ahead. Going to pounce for anything. And Henchman still within them, so it is just a pack. But are they going to let House get away from it? Lobby is broke from the timing screen. I know you can tell. It's wonderful, right? But yes, these 5 drivers up the top able to make their way through. Ron Swanson, does he have wing damage? Oh, he's just trying to nurse his way through on the mediums. So he's doing quite well for himself, as all the upper drivers ahead of him are all on softs, fighting it out, as Books is trying to make that move around Mike. I'm guessing he had a loss of traction in turn 1, as ZachTheBeast is ahead of him too. Books up into P3, as Mike and him are going side by side into turn 3. Henchman trying to make that pounce into the corner, and he's going to slot himself up into P4. He's going to make the dive into turn 4. Mike can't take it. He had to share the corner with Henchman, and Henchman's going to use that to slide his way through. Book's now making a look for a move. There's not a lot of track there to make it done around these corners, but man, it is tight between these guys. ZachTheBeast is going to try and close in that 1.6 second gap to BadHuntHouse up ahead. But these guys all within a second of each other for 4 drivers. Very, very tight. There's a second chain behind Jack Carl here. Zach Bardsley's got Slingshot and Watchman not too far. Gas Smokin's clawed his way back, and he's only a second and a half back from the rear train, so he's kind of caught himself back into the race. If he's able to net himself some passes before the tires fade. Now is Watchman going to make the move? He's thought about it. He's going to back out of it, maybe make for a better run. That's going to be a 3-second time penalty, though, but he's going to have a better run on these. Try and make it done into turn 3. He have it this time around. He will. Slingshot trying to make a better move, but have the position to slide his way through, as now he's got Gas Smoking clawing at the back of him, trying to get within that DRS range. His Henchman is still clawing into the back of ZachTheBeast. ZachTheBeast clawing in about a half a second to BadHuntHouse, trying to catch right into that DRS, using everything he's got. And I don't know if BadHuntHouse is just, being cautious and defending his tires a little bit more. Just last, maybe to the wet, trying to make them last until he wants to last. ZachTheBeast is just giving everything he's got to try and make it done, though. Henchman in behind, not too far. Henchman taking a 3-second time penalty. Maybe BadHuntHouse watching his warnings, take worse entries and exits to avoid time penalties, costing him a little bit of pace. But ZachTheBeast with DRS, BadHuntHouse off a little bit into turn 3. Is the move going to be made here? They are side by side in the corner. Mike makes a big dive into the corner, chasing down Henchman. As all these drivers will swap positions. Oh, there's a light contact between BadHuntHouse and ZachTheBeast as everyone checks up a little bit due to it. Book's trying to make a move on the back of these drivers. Mike being attacked but also attacking. Does not want to be the prey, prefers to be the hunter. As all these guys are working at these attacking with DRS, making moves. ZachTheBeast pulling down to the side, trying to break up that slip. Not wanting any of these drivers to get any closer to make a move into turn 3. He's just trying to get a good run to get away from BadHuntHouse. As we have a yellow sector 3. Or sector rather. And Books that sent him off, but unfortunately he's lost a lot of wing. And he needs to get around again. Gonna let his team through, hopefully. He's gonna fight him right around through turn 3, even with a broken wing. Gas Smokin's gonna try and use this to claw his way into Books and anybody else, so that's good for him. Getting him in positions again. ZachTheBeast trying to run away a little bit, but Henchman hounding BadHuntHouse, saying, I've got the better pace, I need to catch up to him. Henchman taking a 3-second time penalty there, though. It's not going to help his run. Mike falling off a little bit, maybe defending and attacking too much. He just wants to wait it out with head. But Ron Swanson, quiet race on the mediums. Our highest driver on the mediums, still in P5. A guy to keep watching, because you don't know what will happen come the end of the race here. It looks like it's getting a little bit sunnier, so I don't think the rain is coming. Just think it was cooler track conditions, and maybe that's what the drivers were thinking, as softs were fine to go with at the early stages for better life, as Henchman and BadHuntHouse have made a fight for turn 3. They all still have DRS on ZachTheBeast, though. Some lockups going into the corner. A little bit of an oversteer from Henchman, but on to the back of these drivers. Mike just out from the grass, or he's going to be left behind from this little train. He does have the ERS to get it done, as Henchman's trying to break up the slipstream, not wanting Mike to get any closer so that he can focus on attacking instead of defending. And even still, yeah, Mike does not have DRS on this time around, but will he be able to claw this time to turn 1? Yes, he does have DRS for the turn 3. Henchman trying to push with everything, using overtake. BadHuntHouse using a bit of that battery now. ZachTheBeast, I think, trying to conserve some, but has already just spent so much around Austria, and Austria does not have great savings on battery. They're just outside that 1-second interval from ZachTheBeast, so he's caught himself into a good position, but Henchman looking pacey, might try to get around BadHuntHouse with no DRS on the next time around, if he's not able to catch himself back into it. Some fighting from Books and Dark Flash in the very back here. It is a drag race for turn 3. He goes wide for the corner to try and get better traction, has DRS. They're both going to try and chase down Abby, but Books has an amazing launch into that corner. Oh, and he's going to lose some wing there right like that, and that's going to cost him a lot. That's going to cost him a lot of his pace and anything he wanted to do to try and recover. He's got to jump to maybe the hards, maybe mediums to try and get to the end, but that is not what he wanted. Just jumping onto those a lap ago. Jack Harl on the back of Ron Swanson in the later stages of his softs. Looks like Zach Bardsley's caught up a little bit, not too far off of Ron Swanson. Watchman also in P8, not too far back as well, as these medium runners are still in a good contention for those points if they can kind of get this undercut on strategy done. We'll We'll have to see how their pace on the softs is at the later stages of the race compared to these medium runners. But BadHuntHouse still trying to close it in. Henchman a little bit fallen off from BadHuntHouse, but these two still fighting it out for P2. Henchman still in that podium position, though. If he can defend that for himself, would be great. I think if he was able to grab 2 podiums back to back, I think he'd be quite happy with himself there. ZachTheBeast, I'm sure, would be quite happy with back-to-back wins, and I'm sure BadHuntHouse would love a P2. So these guys are going to fight for it all. Mike's not going to give it up. He's going to try and fight for it. You can't discount these medium runners. A little bit back on pace, but not too far, considering they're only about 4 seconds away on the medium stint, which really isn't enough compared to these soft runners, in my opinion. All these battles has been helping them as Zach Bardsley's closing in on Jack Carl. Has to check up quite a bit, and that's going to catch Watchman into him a little bit as well behind. Jack Carl going a little bit wide. Is Zach Bardsley going to make a move into turn 1 perhaps, or is he going to make it done sooner? Trying to get a better run here. Takes a 3-second time penalty there, unfortunately. Jack Carl having a bit of a lockup moment. Oh, and has a real tail happy moment. Able to save the car, amazingly though. Good on him. But Zach Bardsley going to be able to slide through. Carl now going to have DRS for turn 3. Just really fight tires, I think, at the later stages. But having those bit of kicks of oversteer is not going to help his run. That's how you can tell he runs limited assists on the way he's loading up those tires and the way it kicks out on him. So good on him, considering how hard it is to see car at that point. Having, as you can tell, he's got no ABS. So good on Jack Carl. Watchman's still chasing them down. Is he going to be able to get a move done in the next lap or two? I don't know. Maybe Jack Carl will be pitting the next few laps. I think you're supposed to carry out the softs about lap 16 and take the mediums 20. So unless Henchman's going to the hards and getting a new wing. No, he's going to the mediums early. He's going to stretch them. He can do it. Jack Carl going to be able to close it into Zach Bardsley with DRS. Not great. Still has DRS to try and make this move done. But BadHuntHouse still closing in on ZachTheBeast up ahead. Not much has changed between the two of them. Jack Carl still trying to chase down Zach Bardsley. Watchman in behind. But quiet between Dark Flash and Books. They've been fighting it out quietly at the back here. Not to count these two out. Books still on that wing damage, just nursing his way around the track at this point. Slingshot having a quiet run, but still in the points, still holding his tether, maybe with a little bit less battling. Henchman on a fresh stack, so we'll have to see how the undercut kind of goes for him. I think he's gone early, but oh, his mic is off there, unfortunately. I don't know if that was contact with Ron Swanson. I don't think so, though. But that's wing damage, I do believe. Maybe not. It is no wing damage. Good on him. Doesn't look like there was wing damage on Ron Swanson. I was trying to see it, but garbage camera angles in this game. Zach Bard's too far back. Watchman P5 right now. Got around Jack Carl. BadHuntHouse hunting down ZachTheBeast. These guys having a very odd apex, following each other right into the pits. I'm gonna say, Ron Swanson on his way through. Takes a 3-second time penalty there. Zach Bardsley slinging his way through. Jack Hurl onto the hards to the end, having a different idea on tire deg. Might be the call. Gas Smoking's mostly gotten a good recovery race down. Trying to hold himself up in P5 right now. Still needs to pit. It's going to be difficult to fight on these old tires. You can see the bands of wear into them compared to these fresh mediums that have some good pace on them. Be able to try and slingshot his way around. Gas Smoking making a low move for that pit lane. ZachTheBeast making his way around. BadHuntHouse sneaking through. Slingshot coming into the pits. Jack Carl slinging his way through. Mike on the mediums trying to catch up for his race. ZachTheBeast taking 3-second time penalty. Ron Swanson up ahead. Now it's another three-way fight for 1, 2, 3 between the medium runners. If it's not one battle, it's another. Oh boy, he really had to dive out of that one to get away from Zach Bardsley. I don't know why he's pitting again. Oh no, he's just pitting off of his tires, but yeah, Watchman had to make a really big avoidance there. Still had DRS trying to catch into Ron Swanson, almost a second back, but Henchman slinging his way through up into P3 right now. His tire's a little bit more worn than ZachTheBeast and BadHuntHouse. He's still a second ahead though. Is he going to be able to hold out with a slightly more deg? I do not know. They are 9 seconds back from these guys, but they still need to pit and get onto those softs to the end. They might still have a few more laps to go because I don't think the softs will go that far. Unless these guys are doing, yeah, Zach Bardsley doing the medium hard, being safe on that degradation. Watchman taking a 3-second time penalty there, not helping his run. But he is closing in on Ron Swanson, having a good line through Sector 3. Has DRS closing, not into Turn 1. Smart man to think about it again. You have a yellow Sector 2 and 3. Is he going to make the move done before a VSC maybe pops? He does get it done. Yellow Sector 3. Nothing, we're good. Ron Swanson getting a better run at a Turn 3. Has DRS on Watchman. Is he going to make the turn back again into Turn 4? Watchman pushing with overtake. Ron Swanson wasn't, but using DRS to pull himself along. ZachTheBeast on Henchman. Is he going to make the dive into Turn 4? No. Has a bit of a lockup. Goes a bit deeper than he wanted into the corner. Trying to chase down Henchman with that dirty air. Probably was not helping ZachTheBeast into that corner. Come on, Henchman. You got it. Net that P1. We want it, buddy. Chat's asked for it. We want it. Dark Flash and Mike at the back fighting for the 9th and 10th. Gonna make that dive into Turn 4. No, he's gonna lock up a bit though. He's gonna try and make a better run. Mike holds him off quite well, keeping that has to make it look wide. But oh, Ron Swanson into the pits. What is he doing though? He's on to hards to the end. So these guys are having a different think on the tire degradation. ZachTheBeast making the move into Turn 3. Henchman going wide, having DRS now against ZachTheBeast. ZachTheBeast not having DRS and not have... Yeah, so Henchman's going to be able to pull away ahead just that little bit again and hold his position. Good on him. Good defense. Yeah, smoking, filters through dark flash. But is dark flash going to get back through him on older mediums? No, they both got DRS, so probably not too easy to do. Bit of a lockup. Oh, as Book's ahead is off, Mike's going to filter through him. Yeah, smoking going to be looking for that, but dark flash is looking at him right now. Oh, having a little bit of an oversteer moment into that corner, but able to recover it so far. Watching his throttle on some of these curbs now, but still netting P10. Got dark flash right on him. Book's trying to make that move back after having a little bit of the moment. Henchman and ZachTheBeast defending into the same corners of turn 3 again. ZachTheBeast through with DRS this time around. Henchman's still going to try and hold on to him. BadHuntHouse has fallen off from the two of them, but with this fighting, he might be able to close it back in again. But right now, Watchman ahead, but still needs to pit on 19 lap mediums. He's going the distance to try and make it the medium to soft. Doing 20 laps to 16 laps, I'm sure, is the plan. Henchman fighting those curves, pulling him off of his pace a little bit. Oh, we have a yellow sector 2. Is that dark flash? I don't know if they had some issues, maybe a kick of oversteer and he had to recover it, but Henchman diving for that corner a bit too aggressively. Might have cost him a warning there, but still coming on through. Henchman onto those softs. How is he going to be able to do? Still up into P4. Zach Bardsley maybe going to be able to slink his way through. It's going to be a fight into turn 3. Watchman just a little bit behind, but maybe not a fight for turn 3, but maybe for turn 4. Is he going to be able to catch the leaders? Has a really good run into turn 3. Can he get it done into turn 4? Zach Bardsley pushing with everything he's got of overtake, having a very full battery to get it done. Watchman going a little bit deeper than he wanted, but able to save it. Henchman trying to close it back into ZachTheBeast, but now is a second and a bit off. BadHuntHouse closing in that gap on him with slightly fresher tires. But is Henchman going to be able to hold off BadHuntHouse for P2 this time around? Zach Bardsley a little bit farther back on fresher hards. Is he going to be able to make a difference? He's about 9 seconds back to make a difference. Watchman right on the back of him though. Possibly having the ultimate pace out of the rest of the group here for Deg and tires. So is he going to be able to make it done to the end of the race? He's got a ways to go to do it, but can it be done? As these two are already fought and it's done before turn 3. Watchman on his way through compared to those hards. BadHuntHouse trying to close it in on Henchman, but all these guys slowly getting a bit of a gap. Zach Bardsley trying to close it back in on Watchman with DRS on those hards, but is Ron Swanson going to be able to close it back in on Zach Bardsley? I'm not sure if he'll be able to catch Watchman, but maybe Watchman on old softs at the end won't have the pace, or maybe even will have a puncture. Hopefully not, but for the entertainment factor, I would love it. Because punctures are very interesting. He's got to nurse those tires to the end. He was able to do it on the mediums. I don't think he'll have too many issues. Some of the other drivers saying, no way, that's not happening with all the fighting though. Can BadHuntHouse get his way through, chasing down Henchman? Has DRS. Bit of a lock up there, but still trying to chase him down. Henchman not really falling off too much from ZachTheBeast. Still in that 1.6 second range. saving a lot more battery than anybody else right now. Oh, we have a car off. Is that Jack Carl? It is, unfortunately. He's spinning himself back onto circuit. Well, that's only going to be yellow flags as he's got his way going. Is that wing damage, though? Hopefully not. No wing damage. So that's good for him. Avi closing down on Books, trying to chase himself points. But Books having fresher tires. I'm not sure how well that's going to go for him. Slingshot on his way through. Still holding P10, but he's got Books on fresher tire. 10 seconds back. If he can hold on to that gap, that point is his. Gas Smoke and trying to recover after an incident in turn 1. Into P8 now. Is he going to be able to get around Mike, who's had some issues and some spins, maybe due to contact, though. So he's trying to net himself back into maybe P7, P6 if he can, but Ron Swanson is a little bit away. We'll have to see who falls off in that time, though. Still closing in a little bit to Zach Bardsley, but Watchman catching up to our leaders and getting farther away from our hard runners as it is. How's it going there, chat? Welcome to the stream. Watchman sets a new fast 106.996. I think a lot of people saw he was pacing quite hard on those soft tires, and nobody else on the softs at this later stage so far. So it shall be interesting to see if anybody else can put in a better time. I don't think so. Cheering on ZachTheBeast. Hopefully it's his back-to-back wins after having so many fall out of it safety or other reasons. But Henchman still trying to close in that gap. 1.3 out. ZachTheBeast saving a little bit more battery. Henchman used a little bit more, and BadHuntHouse has pretty much deployed everything he has to try and hold himself to Henchman. Henchman doing quite well in the slightly more used medium tires, but we'll have to see how track penalties come down to the end. I know some of these drivers have quite a few, but trying to close into that 1 second mark, trying to get that DRS back. Gotta pick a better line and watch your entries and exits. Easier said than done around here for sure with the odd camber, the sunlight destroying your ability to look at your braking points, and all the battling. Zach Bardsley falling off more and more to watch. Not necessarily off to Ron Swanson, still a second and a half back. Ron Swanson wants that position, wants to fight for the medium hard strategy, so he gets up higher. They are a little bit off from BadHuntHouse ahead. Henchman still not quite within ZachTheBeast 1 second DRS range, just outside of it. ZachTheBeast saving a lot of battery to keep himself out of any threat of an overtake. In case he needs it, he will have. Maybe just trying to save it, so he's also saving his tire towards the end of the race, hoping himself not a puncture. Come on, Henchman, what do you got? ZachTheBeast having a little bit of an oversteer moment. Henchman has DRS, but has not activated it. I'm not sure he realized he got it that time around. That could have been the difference for him. But he's still within that 1 second mark. Watchman now 3 seconds to the leaders. He's catching ever slow, bit by bit, lap by lap. He might have time. 3 seconds to close. 8 laps left for him to do it. Can he get it done to the end and grab himself a podium from these three fighting up at the front? Henchman not getting DRS this time around. He's just focusing on his pace. BadHuntHouse not having any battery to fight with Zach Bardsley reserving some, but Ron Swanson deploying, trying to get into that 1 second DRS zone. Henchman has no battery. Oh, a little bit of an oversteer. He's going to be able to recover it, but that's going to give BadHuntHouse a good run at him. But Henchman does have DRS, but now he is outside of ZachTheBeast's zone, and that's going to give BadHuntHouse some DRS. Is that going to change it up for him? Thank you for following their Wrinkle Games. It is appreciated. BadHuntHouse now threatening the back of Henchman with that DRS. Is he going to be able to make a move in the last 6 laps? It's going to be a fight for Henchman to keep him outside of this range. Watchman 2 sec now with 6 laps left. Is he going to be able to make a move into the end of this race? It's going to come down to the line with some of these guys. Books on the back of Slingshot, trying to grab that final point. Was quite a few seconds back, but on fresher tires has been able to close it in. Tries to make the dive for turn 1. It's a very sharp apex, but is able to make it as DRS still. And Slingshot's going to try and hold on to him to make his way through. Henchman and BadHuntHouse make a trade. Henchman into the pits. Did he take wing damage? No. He's just going to the softs. I understand that, you know, you might not have had the win, but you're still away from Watchman. And with penalties, I don't know, man. Henchman coming out a little bit back from Ron Swanson. But I wonder how that's going to work out for Henchman. Probably going to be able to take fastest lap. But Watchman now up into P3. He's going to be able to make his way through BadHuntHouse. And then to ZachTheBeast in 6 laps time. Henchman takes up another 3-second time penalty, which is going to help his run to try and getting back onto podium without penalties to, you know, close in that gap. Watchman getting a good run on BadHuntHouse through turn 1. No DRS for BadHuntHouse. Watchman just doing what he can to try and reserve some of that ERS with DRS. Try and make a move done here for turn 4. Is he going to make it done early? He is. There's not going to be much defense to be done for BadHuntHouse. Watchman doesn't send it too deep. Nope. BadHuntHouse is just going to have to look at that and hold as Zach Bardsley is 10 seconds back. So if he can hold off on penalties, BadHuntHouse still has a podium, which is still good to hold on to. But yeah, ZachTheBeast a little bit ahead. Is Watchman going to be able to close it in? He's only a second out now. Those tires are the difference at this point. Is ZachTheBeast going to be able to hold on to those old mediums, or is Watchman going to be able to hold on to these old softs? BadHuntHouse is closing in with DRS, so it's going to help to close into ZachTheBeast and make this more interesting. Henchman taking that fastest lap, closing into Ron Swanson quite quickly. From old hards to fresh softs, maybe the deg is worse out there. Taking a 3-second time penalty. BadHuntHouse still trying to close it in. Watchman almost within that 1 second gap. Can it be done though? Just trying to give it everything into all the corners. Fourth gear, slamming it through the corner. Almost within that 1 second gap. Did he get it right here? He did get DRS. BadHuntHouse very close with DRS as well. So now we have a three-way fight. There's not many laps left, but we have 3 laps for a three-way fight. Let's do it, guys. Let's see what's going on. Watchman goes a little bit wide. That might have been a warning there. BadHuntHouse trying to close it in with DRS. Same with Watchman onto the back of ZachTheBeast. It is going to be a fight to the end. ZachTheBeast having a bit of a lock up there. Watchman slowly just trying to close it in, being nice on the tires. He still has to make it to the end on this stack. They do look fairly fresh out there. Not too worn yet. The bands are showing, but it's still quite usable by the looks of it. And he is right on the back of ZachTheBeast. BadHuntHouse outside that DRS range. Watchman, is he going to make that move into turn 1? I don't think so. Just going to try and get a better apex for turn 3. And look at that. It takes an early break to get a good run. Slow in, fast out. Is he going to just dive for turn 3? Has DRS. ZachTheBeast probably using lots of ERS to keep him off. But a lock up from ZachTheBeast as he has to take the short corner on Watchman there. And ZachTheBeast has a better run out of turn 3 with that. So gonna hold BadHuntHouse into them, but Watchman still has to make that move done on ZachTheBeast. But yeah, Henchman on his way through Ron Swanson, now on the back of Zach Bardsley. He's 10 seconds back from the leaders with 2 laps left. Maybe the penalties will be enough for him. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to see. But if any of these guys have a spin or a contact, this could be a podium for still Henchman. And that would still be 2 back-to-back for him, and he would be still very happy with that. Henchman going, or Watchman going wide there, having DRS on ZachTheBeast, still trying to close it in. BadHuntHouse with DRS. 2 laps to go for these guys up at the front. Watchman makes the move done. Those tires are tired, but with 2 laps left, he might be able to hold them off. ZachTheBeast now with the DRS, using any little bit of battery he has left to get it done. Can't get it done into turn 4 though. BadHuntHouse on his way through. Henchman on his way through Zach Bardsley. Ron Swanson, is he going to be able to do it on the last lap? Make a pass on Zach Bardsley to hold for P5. Books and Jack Carl fighting it out on their final laps through, but Jack Carl on those old hards having not so much pace against the mediums, I'm sure, but still going to be able to hold himself into a point. Ron Swanson might be able to make a move on the final lap. But Watchman through ZachTheBeast. Going to try and make his run to the end. BadHuntHouse, is he going to be able to catch ZachTheBeast? Makes the dive. Well, they both have a lockup. ZachTheBeast is going to have a better run, have a little bit of a kick of oversteer, and BadHuntHouse held him off a bit. So Zach is going to hold P3, but is that going to change with penalties coming to the end? His tires look very, very haggard compared to BadHuntHouse. Henchman not too far back. Is the penalty is going to be enough for him? Looking at that fuel light, but that could be anything coming to the end at this point. ZachTheBeast having a lot more fuel on board. Watchman not having much, but I know Watchman had lots of penalties. What's it going to be coming down to the line? Watchman's going to hold P1 on track. What's it going to be? BadHuntHouse has him. BadHuntHouse has the win right now. ZachTheBeast in P2. Watchman in P3. Henchman in P4s. Zach Bardsley down. Ron Swanson takes P3 on penalties, pushing Watchman down. Henchman down. Zach Bardsley's take P6. Mike in P7. What's he going to do coming down over the line? It's a big gap to P6, so I'm not sure penalties are going to be a big deal. It's going to be a bigger deal to Gas Smokin' in behind him. Oh, came down to a 2-second gap. Gas Smokin' a little bit off on penalties. But, yeah, good run from these guys. Good run from BadHuntHouse. As Books comes down over the line, and Jack Carl is not too far behind on those soft or hard tires. Quite old hard tires. But that's points for him. Watchman is driver of the day, coming from the back after having a crash in quali and some disqualified laps. Definitely a good run from him. Definitely a fun race. That was interesting. Very close throughout the entire race. There was always a chain of drivers to watch, pretty much. As we have our Red Bull, Williams and McLaren up there of BadHuntHouse, ZachTheBeast, and Ron Swanson. It came down that he only had the 2 penalties to make the difference. And that is our top runners. Let's see, for pit stops, what we had. Front wings, a few tire changes, lots of track limit warnings for everybody. Pretty much lap by lap, that's the way it's going to be. But there's your deployment for the drivers. But an amazing race from these guys here. Mike not taking any penalties is what netted him so many positions up. So very good on you for having a clean race, keeping inside those track limits. We shall get in here for podium interviews. Just waiting on these guys to get into the party and hopefully include their audio. Waiting on our race winner. Get in here. I'm sure he's quite happy with himself. But, yes. Really interesting. Well, I'm glad I got you guys in here at very least. So, as long as your audio's included, how is that for you, Ron Swanson? I know you had the alternate strategy, penalties coming down to the end, you were able to net P3. I'm sure that was a bit of a stressful run for you. How did you feel?
I felt pretty nice. It was very stressful considering I didn't think I was going to get podium. I thought I was fighting for 4th. But Watchman just had a lot of penalties. It seemed like he was really struggling until he was on the soft. So got a very lucky podium. It was nice to have it, but it's been a while. Had a struggle for the last two races.
Yeah, I definitely think it was an interesting run with the medium to hard. I don't know how bad the deg was out there. Maybe that's why you guys went with those strategy. I thought it was a pretty standard soft to medium,
Oh
but I didn't
yeah,
quite see that out there.
I
So
yeah, so I basically in qualifying I went on the mediums. I always just try mediums. I do a banker lap on softs, but I went through and I made a mistake and I ended up getting both that lap and the next lap disqualified. So I couldn't even qualify on the soft. So I ended up going in on mediums and I couldn't save the medium tires long enough to try it on softs like what Watchman did. So I just took it on hards and it ended up working out.
well, I'm glad that gamble somewhat worked out for you after having issues in your qualifying session. But we're gonna move on to Zach the Beast, heading himself P2. How do you feel with that? You were kind of in the lead for most of the race, fighting your way between, Henchman and Bad Hunt House and Watchman at the end. So how was that for you, Zach? You making lots of overtakes and being passed and fighting it out.
I could have done better, but I had because our points leader Ethan didn't show up. I'm pretty sure I did the math earlier before the race, and I just needed second place to draw and the win get by him. And now I'm tied with him, and I'm pretty sure he's not able to show up in the next couple of races. So if I just keep my consistency up to where it is right now, I think I'll be able to be there in no time. Well, for the race at the end, I pushed too hard at the start of my medium stint. Came back to bite me. I tried to save as much as I can, and it didn't turn out well for it. Didn't help, especially since Watchman was on the sauce and caught up to me in BadHuntHouse, and as soon as he got by me, my were just off a cliff. They just gave up on me. I tried the limper to the end, and then BadHuntHouse caught me, passed me, and then that was just my defeat.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just the way it went for you two. He had a lot of penalties up front, and with that little exchange of positions right at the end, that gave Bad Hunt House the win, unfortunately. But fortunately for Bad Hunt House, how do you feel about that? I hope you do have your audio included, but I'm sure you're pretty stoked for the win.
Yeah. I did a lot of practice leading up to this, main gas smoking and air cab, a lot of different scenarios, and I was kind of hoping Watchman had penalties because he had the fastest pit strategy that I found. I just wanted to start on the pole. That's why I had to start on softs. But if you could start on mediums and come back, because you get a lot more speed, I had way better race times doing that strategy. So I was hoping he had a penalty so I'd be able to take the win home.
Yeah, it was definitely a good run from you between all the battling between yourself and Henchman, Watchman, Zach the Beast. Like, you all had to fight your way at the beginning and to the end. Like, it was pretty much a three-man chain through most of the race. So, good on you to keep the
Yeah,
penalties
Zach the
low and
Beast
able to
was
get them
fast
down
though.
over the line.
Zach the Beast was pretty fast. Whenever he started
Yeah.
pulling off, I just started making sure I kept my tires cool so I could try to be there at the end.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting seeing some of the battery differences of who was deploying and who was trying to save and when to deploy and defend. But yeah, it came down to the end there. But I am going to cut off the stream here. Thank you everyone for the viewers that watched tonight and the drivers that did show up today. And congratulations to our podium finishers. And we shall catch you all next week. And stay tuned for all of our other races throughout this weekend. And I hope to see you there for all of those streams. And we shall catch you next time.